my appliance to the patient, every time you should give it in different direction, thereby making him understand that this doctor is testing my observation skills and my skill to wear the appliance. So thereby you are not improving your knowledge, but also you are making your patient also more knowledgeable about how to wear that appliance. Now, so we have marked the center of resistance of the maxilla, dentition, maxilla. We have the appliance secured and we have the outer bow. So for now, next is to place the bends in the outer bow. So where to place the bends? So there are different authors have suggested different things. For example, you can place your bend very near to your midline. You can place your bend quite away from the midline. You can place your bend very away from the midline. So you can place your bend, your angulated bend at different positions. So I marked. You have 1, 2, 3. Similarly, I made on the other side. Now, if I place my bend here, what happens is this bow is going to move like this. So it is going to come very near to your cheek. If I place a bend in the middle, it's going to move straight. If I am going to place a bend on the outer part, it can move more outside. So it all depends with your experience. But always mark 2 or 3 markings, then you observe. So then you find out which will be better. So placement of the bends. Why you have to place? Why can't I put straight like this? You can put a force straight, but this will have only a distalizing component onto the. Put a force component like this, you will have a distalizing component. You are distalizing the dentition. You are distalizing the maxilla. It will have a distalizing effect on the maxillary and a distalizing effect on the maxillary dentition. But it is not going to prevent the vertical descent of the maxilla and the vertical descent of the maxillary dentition. To accomplish the vertical descent of the maxilla or restrain the descent of the maxilla, redirect the growth of the maxilla, change the vector of the maxilla, allow for the rotation of the maxilla, you have to hold the mandible in space in all 3 planes of space in time. That means you are going to hold the maxilla in all 3 planes of space, sagittally, vertical, transversal. So that is the reason why you need to place a bend in the outer bow. If you don't place the bend in the outer bow, that is also going to work, but it is not going to prevent the descent of the maxilla, allow the mandible to rotate upwards and forwards, thereby harmonizing the jaw bases, which will make the face better. Now, to place these bends, usually there are so many customs that some of them have the practice of doing bending on the placing the appliance and bend it. Never do this. It's very wrong. Never do this. It's very wrong. You retract your setup and place the bends. Coming to placement of the bends. Now I have received. Retracted my appliance with a sister. Now, how to place the bends? Always hold the appliance and the assembly in plane, and always make sure that your long axis of plier is parallel with the plane of the wire. You hope I am able to understand. Now, when I see, if I try to press it, it is rotating. So that means when you are bending this, you have to hold it very firmly. Then only the outer bow will move straight up. Otherwise, it will move up. But what happens? It can curve. Okay. So hold it. Then all of you see that how it moves straight up now. Okay. And similarly on the are they symmetrical? No. I hope both the bends are symmetrical in nature and both of them are at the same level, and you can make it out. The angulation of these hooks, you can make the angulation of the hooks, they are oriented in the same plane. That means more or less your bends on both on the left and the right arm of your outer part of the Facebow are quite symmetrical in nature. Now, Akadapa. Look at this. The outer bow is passing through the central flexions of the maxillary dentition, and it is passing below the central flexions of the maxilla. And here also it is passing through the central flexions of the maxillary dentition and passing below the central flexions of the maxilla. But when I put an assembly, what happens? When I put an assembly force model, it can lift up like this. It can lift up. So thereby the force passing through the central flexions of the maxilla and the maxillary dentition. So a force passing through the central flexions of the maxilla and the maxillary dentition. So what happens? There are no movements generated. There are no movements generated. So there are no movements generated either for the maxilla or for the maxillary dentition. Hence, the setup what you have placed is definitely going to restrain and reframe the maxilla and the maxillary dentition. This is on the theoretical note. So how to clinically evaluate that part? So that is what will be demonstrated in the next